not make this mistake that I see so many students make time and time again. It's having your revision resources, having made them, having found them online, and then not knowing what to do with them. But do not worry, this is how you're going to effectively revise from your revision resource, and this will actually allow you to get those top grades. So the biggest misconception is that when you have these revision resources, so you have these revision sheets or you have these mind maps or you've just found them online, which is absolutely fine to do, by the way, you can still get those top grades if you do so. The biggest misconception is that all you have to do is read over them and get this information fresh in your mind. This is not true. I want you to imagine your revision resources as sort of like your own personal textbook, your own library of resources that are tailored to you. You wouldn't just read through a textbook to revise. You would never do that because it's incredibly passive. You still need to incorporate active recall when you are using your revision resources in your revision. So let's say you're blurting something for GCSE Biology Paper 2. You're blurting a very specific topic. You can then check your blurt with your revision resource. If you are doing a practice paper question, you should refer back to your revision resource for those things that you got wrong. And don't just take what it says on your revision resources, okay, that's it. It might not be detailed enough. You might think, I actually really don't understand why the heart works the way it does. You can add to it. You can be going through your revision resources and thinking, how could an examiner ask me a question about this specific topic? How could this come up in an exam? This in itself is active recall. This is helping you think like an examiner would, and this is helping you apply this knowledge to the exam. Alongside active recall, one of the things that I find very helpful for my exams is condensing notes. So essentially looking at your revision resource and seeing how small you can make the information such that it still makes sense. Okay, so if I'm studying A-level economics, I don't need the definition of inflation on a condensed revision resource, on a condensed sort of like cheat sheet, because I know it. If I'm studying A-level maths, I don't need, okay, what is the derivative of sine of x or cosine of x? Because I don't need to know that. I need to know the more complex ones, but the simple things you can kind of miss out. So when you are condensing notes, you sort of inadvertently only study the most difficult things because they're the only things that you need to remind yourself of. If you take one thing away from this video, I want it to be this. Do not just read over your revision resources and think, okay, I've made them, so it's done, and I just need to read them, highlight them, whatever, and I will get the top grades. No, you need to incorporate active recall into your revision. You need to be doing spaced repetition, you need to be doing exam practice, and you need to be trying a range of other techniques, finding out what works for each subject. If you found this video helpful, be sure to follow for more daily study tips.